Josh as well.
Yes.
Can we get into the wrestling days?
Yeah, we can get into
because that's
wrestling.
exciting for me.
Yeah, it's fantastic. So
I was saying in the kitchen, do you know, like, to society's norms or how people value things, I love what they would go, that's weird though, isn't it?
Of course.
Like, as soon as somebody tells me I'm into this and it's something you don't usually hear, I'm like, tell me what you got.
I mean, it's amazing. So there's a school in Nottingham. It's called House of Pain, which is a very warm, inviting name, you know, as per usual.
Pain, yeah.
It's run by a man called Paul Sticksgrint. Hi. He's lovely.
Is he definitely watching this?
I'll try.
Come on, yeah.
I'll try.
Jam it in his face.
So every week we go, it's COVID safe, and you learn the basics. You just kind of wrestle around, and the friends that you make from it's fantastic as well.
So is it... Right, so there's two different styles of wrestling, isn't there? You've got WWE. Professional. Whereas... Because you like South Park, don't you?
I love South Park.
There we go. We've got a ground point.
Right
That have you seen that wrestling
WTF,
episode?
season 13. I'm on
The episode where the teacher is like, that's not wrestling.
That's not wrestling. Yeah, that's amateur wrestling. That's more in high schools in America, as strange as it sounds.
Right.
I'm doing the WWE style, though.
So do you have, like, storylines and stuff then? Or
So-
will that come?
That'll come. We're training at the minute. I'm training, but I can't wait for the storylines. I've got a tag partner who asked me to plug him for no reason. So
Amazing.
his name's John Huckle.
John, for no reason. Hey, John.
Hey, John. I love you, dude. So he's
Keep on
got
wrestling, brother.
But it's quite an inspiring story. He's got cerebral palsy, so can't walk very well naturally.
Right.
But it's
I
amazing when
love
you can
people
see him
that
in
get
the ring,
into, like,
jumping around. And
From their predisposition or whatever it is, their disability, but then they go into their absolute, like, polar thing.
yeah, exactly. It's fantastic, and like because it's professional wrestling and because it's fake, quote unquote.
Yeah.
It means you can help him up. You can kind of. It's
Course.
working as a team, and it's.
I got you,
fantastic.
John.
I got you. Looking like I'm about to rip his head off. You know.
So, like, what was the moment that made you go into wrestling? Why were you
Probably at like
see
2
a
years
sign?
old.
Really?
When my mum put it on TV, and like I've
Oh,
watched
mate.
it ever since. Always followed it.
Did you like wrestling, Isaac?
I've never got into it.
Never ever.
I've tried.
I have sat down and like watched it. I think I've even watched it with you at some point.
Probably.
I
just never really.
I got
it.
banned from watching it because I went it was too animalistic for me, too into my nature. And then they're like, I was there like, so I'm 27. So
Yeah.
like the old days.
Yeah,
do
the
you know, with
attitude. It's called the Attitude Era. The 90s.
Is it?
It was like mad.
Kane, Rey
Kane,
Mysterio,
Undertaker,
Big
yeah.
Show, the big boys.
Lots of weird boobs and everything
Yeah.
all over the show. It was not for kids at that
I
point.
don't- why did I like it so much? But then I remember, like, I'd be watching it in the kitchen at my grandma's, and I'd just end up breaking things. I'm like, he's gonna kill him! My grandma was like, is Simpsons on? I think we'll go with
let's
that.
stick that on. The amount of times that I've like hit people with anything lying around as a kid because I was like, I'm going to be a wrestler, hit you with a chair.
Biting myself.
Yeah, you know.
Can you remember Backdoor Wrestling as well? Backyard Wrestling.
Backyard Wrestling,
That Backdoor
yeah.
Wrestling. That sounds like
That
a
one's
show
on
that I watched
Pornhub.
the other day.
Sounds like an illegal channel.
I was on a long search. You know?
Oh boy, 50
But
pages.
backyard wrestling, we used to get so injured from doing that. We were
Yeah.
playing Jackass and backyard wrestling.
Same thing basically, wasn't it?
Doing front flips onto
Everything
tables.
in me, this bus, it's amazing, but everything in me wants to just jump off of it, you know? That kind of thing.
And you just scream something just beforehand.
Yeah.
You've
Makes
got a
a little hand
catchphrase.
So I'm going to wrestle as Joshua Ginger. That's my plan.
Joshua Ginger.
And then-
you give yourself that name, or do you have like a sensei?
Give myself that name. My sensei probably would give me that name anyway, but it's marketable, you know?
Yeah, I see where you're coming
Isn't that
from.
also your news name?
Yeah, that's also my news
Yeah,
name. I keep it separate from music.
Right, okay.
I actually designed his logo for Joshua Ginger.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool. What's the logo like?
It's very Anchorman-esque.
Yeah, it's just action font, if I can describe it in
'Cause
two
you've got
words.
your logo on now, haven't you?
Yeah, I've got my Decade in a Day
that's
shirt
Decade
on.
in a Day.
I also designed this logo.
Guys, we're all walking brands right now. I like it.
Unfortunately, My Chemical Romance for me, but you know,
Yeah, it's close enough.
it's close enough. It'll do.
It's still a brand, you know.
Yeah.
So, have you ever been hurt in wrestling?
I broke I got jumped in Nottingham last year, and I
Quite
broke my
legit,
nose.
like.
Yeah, legit jumped.
Oh, for money, for phone,
Just
or?
jumped.
Just doing you
for
in.
the fun, yeah. So my nose got broken.
Oh, God.
basically.
Away in from a night out, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was on a foggy Tuesday night at 3 a.m. You know,
Painting me a picture.
Yeah,
Let
you
me
know.
play some like instrumental. It was a foggy Tuesday night.
foggy 3 a.m. Tuesday night. 3 men leave a pub and start punching me.
Wow. Okay.
So, but I broke my nose and I was at wrestling the next day, and I took a slightly dodgy. One of my friends kind of jumped at me and I caught them wrong and elbow straight to the nose. So that one was a
Oh,
bitch.
there's no pain like
Started
that,
just
is there?
It just poured as well. Like,
Didn't you like injure your wrist as well or something? Because I'm sure we had a show like
yeah, that was that. That was when I was
day
jumped.
after that or like a week after that, and you were really struggling to play because you'd done your like
Yeah,
your
I
thumb in
sprained
or
my wrist
something.
as well because when I got punched, I kind of landed awkwardly on
Okay.
it. And
they did a full doing over then.
yeah, and I did a show with a sprained wrist and like a really bruised.
How many come to the
hand.
show? How many would you have at a typical show?
That was a music show, not a
Oh,
wrestling
music show.
show.
Okay. Have you done a wrestling
I've
show?
not
yet?
done
No.
one yet. I'm
This is
hyped
when
to
Ginger
start.
Josh is ready to come out and do his debut.
I'm going to do a tag, I think, with that friend that I mentioned, a lad called John. And just an interesting tidbit, because of his illness, he wants to wrestle under the name Andy Cap. Just thought I'd get that one out there.
we had a comedy show on comedy night, and
Yeah.
this guy came on and he had cerebral palsy, but the guy who came on was he played the music as he came on for too long and he couldn't get it to turn off, and the guy came on and goes, and I thought I was disabled.
That's amazing.
I was just like, mate, when you just own yourself,
You've
it's
got
so
it.
cool.